See, single stranded base pair, single stranded binding protein. So during the separation, some of the protein like a single stranded base binding protein are also going to attach at the ORS site. To stabilize, the two DNA strands are highly twisted, highly coiled. So to remain unwound for a longer duration, SSBP enzymes or proteins are required. So that is, it is essential for the stabilizing the DNA strand. So as the DNA gets separated, the two DNA strands are getting separated, during that they take the shape of Y shape. See the letter Y, as you can see, it looking like a Y letter. Is an inverted Y shaped letter, or it is known as replicating fork. So this shape is called as replicating fork. So this is known as replicating fork, and as a result of that, after separation of two DNA strands, it appears Y shape called as replicating fork. In addition to that, later on, the next step is synthesis of RNA primer. One more raw material. So, one enzyme, that is DNA dependent DNA polymerase, is the first enzyme, and SSBP is another enzyme. Now next, another important primase. See here. So the primase known as RNA primase. What is the role of this RNA primase? Let us see. This RNA primase is an enzyme. It is required for the synthesis of RNA primer. Then what is the role of RNA primer? What exactly the RNA primer means? Let us see. RNA primer is nothing but it is a small segment of the nucleotides made up of 10 to 12 nucleotides whose role is to add the nucleotides. In the form of complementary manner. Okay. So the enzyme known as RNA primase is responsible for, this is going to synthesize the RNA primer whose nucleotides are about 10 to 12. And the role of this primer is to add the nucleotides in front of the parent DNA in a complementary manner. So this is one more important that is essential requirement required for the replication. After separation, RNA primase is also going to synthesize the primer whose role is to add the nucleotides in front of the parent DNA in a complementary manner. After that, but here one thing we have to remember, always adenine pairs with thymine, that we know, and cytosine pairs with guanine, ATCG. But in case of RNA primer, A pairs with uracil, not thymine. So this pairing we have to remember. So for the synthesis of RNA primer, adenine pairs with the uracil. So this is how the primer is formed to add the nucleotide. And as the replicated fork is formed, the first DNA polymerase 3, it is going to bind to the DNA strand at a 3' and but whose polarity begins with the 5' and so with the help of RNA primer. See, RNA primer is going to bind in front of the DNA strand, and then because one of the DNA strand acting as a template, so at the template strand, RNA primer get attached here and it will start adding the nucleotide in a complementary manner, A, T, C, G, like that. So it is going to add the nucleotides in a continuous form in the direction of 5' to 3'. So one thing I want to make you clear here, the main function of the DNA polymerase 3 is what? To add the nucleotide to maintain the direction. So the main role of this DNA polymerase is to maintain the replication in a direction 5' to 3'. This is the main role of the DNA polymerase 3. Now first what happened? RNA primer having 10 to 12 nucleotides, okay, it is going to bind with the DNA strand, parental DNA, and it will start adding the nucleotide because the nitrogen bases are exposed by the parent DNA and the primer will add the nucleotide in a complementary manner, with the help of enzyme known as DNA polymerase 3 in the direction 5' to 3'. In a leading form, continuously. See, the nucleotides are added continuously in the direction 5' to 3, which is anti-parallel to the parental. 5' to 3' parental, and the daughter DNA is 5' to 3' in an anti-parallel manner. So the newly synthesized DNA now is known as leading strand. Remember, what is leading strand? Leading strand is one, a daughter DNA, newly synthesized DNA in a complementary manner continuously in the direction 5' to 3' is known as leading strand. Okay, so this is the formation of newly synthesized DNA on one DNA template. And on the other hand, there is one more DNA strand which is also acting as a template. So whose polarity begins from 3' to 5'. So here also, that is formation of new daughter DNA. There is a difference between leading strand and there is a lagging strand. So let us understand what exactly the lagging strand here. Similarly, in case of second DNA strand also, RNA primer also binds to the 3' to 5' polarity at the replicating fork. As a result of which, it provides hydroxyl group. This polarity adds, it provides hydroxyl group in front of this DNA template. And as a result, it is the RNA primer, it is also going to add the nucleotides in a complementary manner in the direction of 3' to 5'. In the direction of 3' to 5 because it is anti-parallel. So in this direction, the nucleotides are added not in a continuous manner but in a discontinuous manner. As you can see here, there is a gap. There is a gap between the number of fragments. Here, the first strand is continuously formed, but on the other strand, the DNA is synthesized. The DNA is synthesized in a 3' to 5' direction because here it is parent DNA is 3' to 5'. Its anti-parallel is 5' to 3'. Always 5' to 3', 5' to 3'. So in this manner, discontinuous manner, the fragments of DNA, daughter DNAs are formed on the second DNA template in a discontinuous form. Hence, these strands are known as lagging strand. Lagging means the small daughter DNAs which are produced on the second DNA template in a discontinuous manner, without continuous, in a discontinuous manner, those fragments are known as lagging strand. But these are first time observed by a Japanese scientist by name Okazaki. His name is Okazaki. Hence these fragments of DNA, small pieces of DNA, these are small pieces of DNAs are called as Okazaki fragments. Okay. So Okazaki are the DNA small fragments which are produced in a discontinuous manner. They are also called as, it is also known as lagging strand. But later on, these lagging strands or Okazaki fragments are resealed. These gaps are filled. They are joined by an enzyme called as ligase enzyme. Okay. The enzyme which is responsible for the fusion of these Okazaki fragments. Later they are joined together to form a continuous strand. So this is all about the replication of a DNA. But one thing I have to make you clear lastly, that is there is one more enzyme which is also playing important role in the replication. What is that? Proofreading, that is polymerase, DNA polymerase 1. I have explained you about DNA polymerase 3, whose role is to maintain the direction in a 5' to 3' direction for the initiation of the new DNA. DNA polymerase 3 is required. But what is the role of polymerase 1? So the DNA polymerase 1 is essential for proofreading. So what do you mean by proofreading? Means here proofreading is done if at all during the replication, any mistake, any error, okay, any error occur or any mistake taking place, to make it correct, the DNA replication is proofreading is done by the enzyme known as DNA polymerase 1. So this is very essential for proofreading. So this is the correction is done by polymerase, DNA polymerase 1. So the proofreading is done. Now these are the two essential enzymes we have to understand. So it's very clear by just seeing the diagram we can say that one parent DNA on the two DNA parent DNA, newly synthesized DNA, they are synthesized, and hence it is a semi-conservative replication, because the parent DNA is going to synthesize the daughter DNA, and these daughter DNA for every replication in future also, for every replication in front of old DNA or parent DNA, the daughter DNA is synthesized. So this is how the Messelson and Stahl also they have explained the DNA replication is a semi-conservative method.